Like I said, the space shuttle's rocket boosters were good for 1,000 or 100,000 launches or something like that, and they had launched thousands of times into space just fine. And they had been servicing. They'd put up all the whole satellite network that's around us that does the DHS TV and basically the GPS satellites. They had launched all that stuff in the astronauts, and they had made thousands, 200,000 or 200 launches just fine. And like I said, 40 or 80 years later, the shuttle is actually really old. I built a newer shuttle though, but 40 or 80 years later, it it had been worn out, and basically like I said, there's a guy that when took a look at NASA and the shuttle parts, and they said they couldn't look at the original one, but they could look at some of the ones that were being repaired, and they looked at the tolerances and they said it's way out of tolerance. It was way out of tolerance. That's why the Challenger blew up. It was way out of tolerance. It just weren't out. They weren't ordering new parts. They were just embezzling the money. So it was way out of tolerance. Everyone knew that shuttle was going to blow up, or probably blow up. It was like 50 or 60 microns, like more than your fingernail out of tolerance where there was no seal. It had actually been leaking for a while, and they were just like whatever. It launched over 1,000 times with those same rocket boosters. There's only two that were left running, still working. They'd gone through all the spare parts and all through everything. They were just embezzling the parts and basically claiming that they were making new parts, but they weren't. They're just reusing the old ones, just building the tolerance more and more and more and more and more and more and more, and machining when they had to. It launched thousands of times. It's like a 250-year-old space shuttle. So anyways, this guy, he went around to all these different places checking everything out, looking at everything for himself. Eventually, the people in the government that were lying to everyone found out or realized that he was going around to all these places, and then tried to SWAT him, or tried to have the cops kill him. One of those stupid murder suicides. That's all they're doing. All the fake murder suicides. They just have the cops go over there and kill them. Basically, just the people in the White House lying, like what's it called, like Trump. Anybody that starts looking at things or checking things out, they just have them killed. Probably just a bunch of programmers from Harvard or Yale. Like I say, anyway, they built the stock market and they've just been lying to everyone. Just a bunch of lies and inflation and stuff like that. A bunch of Ferris Bueller's Day Off people. So anyway, tolerance is way out of tolerance, and that seal is actually a piece of titanium or a piece of uranium or something like that that's in there. It's not actually even rubber or something like that. It's a metal seal. So anyway, they tried to say, oh, blah, blah, blah. It was just way out of tolerance. It was way worn out, and they were just kept on making bigger and bigger seals. So, but titanium or whatever. Basically, they knew it was going to blow up before they launched it. So they launched it anyway. I knew it was going to be blown up before it launched too. I was told of it. So anyway, but I'm Lucifer Star. I own the space shuttle. So anyway, they've just been doing joyrides up to the International Space Station. All the research has already been done. It's going up there to live or kick it. The rich person's paradise. So anyway, that's why most of the budgets have been cut. And mostly people are just embezzling the money and hiring people that can just read a manual. And they didn't even do that with the Challenger. They weren't even really, because the manual clearly says it can only accept this much tolerance and then there's going to be a problem. Like I said, the Germans or the other people designed the space shuttle, but they had fired all the scientists and just had sports announcers in there. Like anybody who goes to NASA nowadays, it's all sports announcers. It's just people like technicians. None of them know any of the sciences. None of them know anything about anything except for to read the book. So it was actually just a bunch of sports announcers that actually crashed the Challenger. So, and they didn't even have to do. They charged $150 million for the investigation, and they didn't even have to do it. They knew what was wrong before they launched it, so they just killed those people. And it was actually NASA, the boxer NASA, by the way. It's a Filipino guy. He killed them. Anyway, yeah, They just didn't want to admit that NASA was full of basically sports announcers that actually came from the NASA gym. Anyway, yeah. Bunch of lies all around. Because once they admitted certain things, the people would start to realize that it was basically just a bunch of lies and just a bunch of computer people that had hacked, that basically built all this stuff and basically were lying to everyone. 7 billion people, and no one understands what's going on. Well, they were trying to kill Brian before I remembered everything about everything. You could look at everything and see some detail. Like I said, I'm the one who set the cigarette tax. Anyway, I never got any of that money. So, a bunch of people just embezzling. Getting me to okay laws because I'm the only one that can okay them. So, yeah, because I own the planet. And other galaxies. And they could just do stuff on Earth. So. And then they came by, after everything's done, they're rich, to fuck with me. It's like they climb on our roofs and run around and act like fools. Have sex next door, have sex on the roof. Have sex next to me. Basically just laughing. It's like I created the female body. And the male body and stuff like that, and genetically. And I'm 99 trillion years old. I'm old, I'm 99 years old. 99 trillion. So, we're on my space clock. So, anyway, yeah. Bunch of other idiots. Everything's already come and gone and passed. It's like the dead dogs party where you die. So anyway. Anyway, those of you spending the next 100 years going, no, everybody believes me. Everybody knows it's true. They found out before I did. They told me. Then they were trying to walk up and kill me. Nixon was looking for me to kill me. Driving around like an old man. Looking for LS. My name's Brian. Where's LS or ALS? Oh, Cadillac was like, I don't know. What was he driving? Basically, an arm chopping off asshole. Idiot. Meanwhile, Rodney was trying to get on to the SS Rodney, which they renamed USS Rodney. Just because you changed the name doesn't mean it's yours. And no, it's not US. It's LS or LC. Get through your thick fucking skull. And the Germans designed that ship, by the way. I designed the safety cage, the 17-inch steel, all that stuff. That's all me. It's all my money. It's my steel. I built that ship. Built a lot of ships. We used it. We mined with it. We did stuff with it. And we even parked it. Now it just makes money for the tours. And rusts. Except it'll last 150,000 years, 150 years, or 150,000 years, sitting in the water. It'll last forever. It won't rust through. So, it just sits there all day and all night. The only thing that can eat at it is electrolysis. That'll happen, but the batteries are dead or something like that, and then whatever. It's really, really, really old ships. Just collects barnacles now. I had the Bismarck and all kinds of ships in there. There's a whole big line of battleships that were just sitting there rusting. They were designed back in the Germany days, before Germany. Eventually they were trying to use them as turkey shooters, but I was like, no, you're not going to... And other people were like, no, you're not going to destroy his old ships. Get the fuck off that ship. You don't own it. No, I own those battleships. So now they sit there and collect barnacles. I can't even go see them or use them. They're my ships. So anyway, they just sit there. They're trying to exclude Pearl Harbor from the travel sites, so they could go and use the ship and set the place up as Pirate Bay. But then somebody kicked them out. So after they tried to kill a bunch of people and tried to blow up a bunch of ships, there's a ship in the back. Everything that happened at Pearl Harbor, they knew exactly what happened. They're trying to kill everyone. Trying to set up as Pirate Island. Probably JFK and a bunch of other idiots. Or Rosalie's brothers. Just getting on one of my ship trying to do piracy. Bunch of fuckheads. I said I got no respect for them. They lied to the world. Then they tried to lie to me. Bunch of stupid motherfuckers.